Hello everyone, and I hope you're having a great day. Today is the story of my trying to take Alex away from Tuna. It's a story where loyalty is tested, love is challenged, and one choice changes everything. What happens when a third person steps in and tries to steal a love that was never meant to be taken? If you enjoy stories filled with emotion, tension, and unexpected twists, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss our upcoming videos. The late afternoon sun pours through the tall factory windows, slicing the space into long bands of light and shadow. Fine wood dust hangs in the air, floating slowly, clinging to clothes and skin as if the factory itself refuses to let go. Alex walks calmly through the rows of heavy machines, his pace unhurried, his posture steady. On the surface, he looks exactly like the man everyone knows, controlled, confident, fully in charge. His deep, warm voice carries across the factory floor as he speaks with Ms. Chung, discussing daily operations. Nearby, several machines are shut down for maintenance. Workers replace worn-out saw blades with practiced efficiency. Outside, trucks loaded with raw bamboo wait in line, engines idling, ready for processing. Ms. Chung gives her report clearly and precisely. Some workers have been temporarily reassigned to another site to increase output. Local suppliers continue to deliver consistently. Today's bamboo shipment is especially good. Premium grade A, straight and mature, perfect for construction scaffolding. Alex nods as he listens, his eyes scanning everything around him. Towering stacks of bamboo rise like walls. Forklifts move smoothly through open lanes. The entire space feels alive, busy, yet perfectly under control. Inside, a sense of reassurance spreads through him. Business is strong, new contracts are coming in, raw materials are plentiful. This is the stability he worked years to build, step by step. He gives a few calm instructions, his tone firm but respectful. He asks Ms. Chung to coordinate closely with Huang on supervision and prepare additional storage for incoming stock. She nods without hesitation. Everything looks right, and yet his phone vibrates. Alex slips it out of his pocket and glances at the screen. Nothing. No missed calls, no messages. He tries calling her again. The phone rings once, twice, then silence. A faint ripple passes through his chest. Not panic, just unease. Small but impossible to ignore, he tells himself she's probably busy. Maybe the signal is bad. Still, the unanswered call lingers in his mind, like wood dust that refuses to be brushed away. When Alex leaves the wood factory, he doesn't head back to the office as planned. Instead, he turns the wheel and drives in another direction. The starch factory. The moment he steps inside, the atmosphere shifts. The air is damp and heavy, carrying the raw scent of starch. The space feels quieter, almost tense. Only one machine is running, its low hum echoing through the building. Workers move slowly, methodically, avoiding unnecessary noise. Alex frowns. A worker approaches and reports that production volume is low today. Only one processing line is active. However, the starch quality is unusually high, whiter, finer, carefully reprocessed to remove impurities. Alex listens, but his focus sharpens on one question. "Where's Mai?" he asks. The worker hesitates before answering. She's been irritable lately, snaps when people ask questions, and she hasn't been answering her phone for days. Something tightens in Alex's chest. He walks deeper into the factory. Mai stands near the equipment, her back straight, shoulders tense. Her hair is tied neatly, but her posture feels rigid, defensive. "How much starch came in today?" Alex asks, keeping his voice calm. She turns around sharply. Her eyes are cold. "That's my job," she says flatly. "You don't need to ask." The words hit harder than he expects. Alex pauses for half a second. "I just want to understand the situation." "I'll report directly to the boss," Mai cuts in. "You should focus on your own responsibilities." The air thickens instantly. Nearby workers lower their heads, pretending not to hear. Alex studies her carefully. This isn't just stress, this is distance, avoidance, almost hostility. Doubt begins to form. Mai has always respected him, trusted him, stood by him. This sudden change feels deliberate. He lowers his voice. "If you're under pressure, if something's wrong, you can talk to me." "There's nothing wrong," she replies quickly. "Everything's fine." Too quick, too sharp. Silence stretches between them, heavy and uncomfortable, like cloudy water waiting for sediment to rise. Then Mai speaks again, unexpectedly. "Have a drink with me tonight," she says, her tone softer, uncertain. "There's something important I need to tell you." Alex checks the time. He has a contract signing later. His schedule is tight. But something in her voice tells him, this can't wait. "All right," he says after a moment, "but I don't have much time." They leave together. The sky outside is clear, but the air feels heavy, as if a storm is forming somewhere unseen. During the drive, Mai stares out the window, hands clenched tightly in her lap. Inside her, jealousy and fear collide violently. She's losing control, and she knows it. Alex keeps his eyes on the road, calm on the outside, unsettled within. He doesn't know what Mai is about to say, only that it goes far beyond work. The cafe is quiet, almost empty. Mai sits across from him, both hands wrapped around a glass of water. Her fingers tremble slightly. She inhales deeply. "Do you know why I can't stand tuna?" she asks suddenly. Alex stiffens. She looks up, eyes red but burning with resolve. "Because she has you and I don't." Alex starts to stand. "Mai, no," she says sharply, rising as well. "You need to hear this." Her words pour out, raw and unfiltered. She reminds him she was there first, that she helped him from the beginning, that she understands him better than anyone else ever could. "And yet," she says bitterly, "you chose her." She confesses her actions, every calculated step meant to hurt Tuna, every decision driven by jealousy. Not just to push Tuna away, but to force Alex to look back at her. "I love you," Mai says, tears streaming down her face. "And I won't let you go." The words land like a declaration of war. Elsewhere, Tuna stands quietly at her home, staring down the empty road. She doesn't know what's happening, but she feels it. A threat she can't see but knows is real. Her hands tighten into fists. If she does nothing, she might lose Alex, and this time, the danger isn't misunderstanding or distance, it's a third person, determined to take him away. The cafe seems to slow down the moment Mai finishes speaking. The soft background music continues to play, steady and indifferent. A spoon taps lightly against a cup at a nearby table. Somewhere behind them, someone laughs quietly. Life goes on except at this table, where time feels suspended. Alex doesn't move. For the first time in a long while, he isn't the composed man who always has an answer ready. He stands there, staring at Mai, searching her face for something familiar. He tries to find the woman who once stood beside him during the hardest years of his life, when every decision felt like a gamble, when failure was always just one step away. But the woman in front of him now feels different. What he sees is not loyalty, not devotion. It is jealousy that has been growing in silence for too long, slowly twisting into something darker, something desperate, something possessive. "My," Alex finally says, his voice low and heavy. "You're confusing love with ownership." Mai lets out a short, unsteady laugh. It sounds brittle, almost broken. "That's easy for you to say," she replies. "You've never been the one standing on the outside, watching the person you love slip further and further away." She draws in a shaky breath, as if preparing herself for what comes next. "I was there first," she continues. "I believed in you when no one else did. When you had nothing, no money, no reputation, no certainty, I stayed. I stood by you when people laughed behind your back. I helped you build everything you have now." Alex clenches his jaw, a familiar tightness spreading through his chest. "That doesn't give you the right to destroy Tuna's life," he says firmly. "But she came later." Mai snaps, her voice rising despite herself. "She walked into your life when everything was already stable, when you were already successful, when the hardest parts were over." Her eyes glisten, but her voice sharpens. "What about me? I gave you my youth, my time, my faith. I waited." Alex shakes his head slowly, pain flickering across his expression. "Love isn't an investment you make just so you can demand a return," he says, "and it's not something you earn by suffering." Mai steps closer, the distance between them shrinking until the tension becomes almost unbearable. "She doesn't understand you," Mai says, her voice dropping into something colder. "She doesn't live in your world. She doesn't understand the pressure, the ambition, the fear of losing everything. I do. I've lived in that world with you." Alex meets her gaze without flinching. "Tuna doesn't need to live in my world," he replies quietly, "because I chose to step out of it to be with her." The words land like a final blow. Before Mai can respond, the cafe door opens. Tuna stands in the doorway. She doesn't rush inside, she doesn't raise her voice. She pauses for a moment, steadying herself. Her heart is pounding so loudly she can hear it in her ears. She tried calling Alex again and again. No answer. Something deep inside her warned her that if she didn't come now, she would lose him. Not because love had faded, but because someone else was pulling him away. "Alex," she says. Her voice is calm, but it cuts through the tension like glass. Both Alex and Mai turn toward her. The moment Tuna and Mai lock eyes, every mask falls away. There is no polite distance left, no careful words, just two women standing face to face across the same man and the same fear of loss. "So you came," Mai says hoarsely. "Good, then you should hear this clearly." She turns fully toward Tuna, no longer hiding anything. "I love Alex," she says, "and I'm not stepping aside." The air feels tight, almost suffocating. Tuna feels her hands trembling, but she forces herself to stand still. She looks at Mai, then at Alex. "Love doesn't mean destroying someone," Tuna says slowly. "If you truly loved him, you wouldn't have done what you did." Mai scoffs, bitterness rising to the surface. "What do you know about love? You only see who he is now. I knew him when he had nothing. I knew his fears, his failures, his doubts." Tuna swallows, but her voice remains steady. "Maybe," she says, "but I'm the one he chose to stay with." The words hang in the air, heavy and undeniable. Mai turns back to Alex, her defiance cracking. Desperation floods her expression. "Say it!" she pleads, her voice breaking. "Choose me or her!" The cafe seems to hold its breath. Alex closes his eyes for a brief moment. Memories rush through him, late nights at empty offices, early mornings filled with uncertainty, the trust he once placed in Mai. He remembers the version of himself who thought success would fix everything. Then Tuna's face appears in his mind, quiet strength, honesty, peace. With her, he never had to prove anything. He could simply exist. When Alex opens his eyes, his voice is steady. Mai, he says, I'm grateful for everything you once did. I respect our past, but I never loved you the way you wanted. Mai freezes, as if the words physically strike her. The woman I love, Alex continues, reaching for Tuna's hand, is Tuna. Silence crashes down around them. Mai laughs through tears, the sound hollow. So, I lost. She turns toward Tuna, the fire in her eyes replaced by exhaustion. Hold on to him, she says quietly, because if you ever let go, he won't be here again. Without another word, Mai turns and walks away. Her back is straight, but every step looks heavy, burdened by years of loving the wrong way. Tuna exhales shakily, like someone emerging from a storm. Alex tightens his grip on her hand. I'm sorry, he says softly. I never meant for you to face this. Tuna looks up at him, eyes red but resolute. What matters is that you didn't walk away. They leave the cafe together as the evening light fades. There is no true winner in a battle like this, only the truth laid bare, and a love that survives because it was chosen even in the middle of the storm. The story follows Alex, a successful businessman whose stable life is shaken when hidden jealousy comes to the surface. Mai, a woman who once stood by Alex during his hardest years, secretly falls in love with him and refuses to accept that he has chosen Tuna instead. As Alex focuses on his work, Mai's unresolved feelings turn into obsession, leading her to interfere with both his business and his relationship. When the truth finally comes out, all three are forced into a tense confrontation. Tuna must fight to protect the love she believes in, while Alex faces a painful choice between his past and his present. In the end, loyalty, honesty, and courage determine who stays and who walks away, proving that love cannot be claimed through sacrifice or manipulation, but only through choice and trust. Her throat closes, her heart pounds. Then she looks at Henry's name on the forms, and something hardens into place inside her. I'm young, Tuna says, voice shaking but clear. I'm poor, but I'm his mother. I'm the one who carried him, fed him, stayed up all night when he cried, held him when he was burning. When he couldn't breathe, I walked in the rain with him until my legs almost gave out. I never left him. She looks directly at Nam. You left him long before you signed divorce papers. The room goes quiet. Even Huang doesn't speak for a moment. Then the decision comes, not with fireworks, not with shouting, but with a simple conclusion rooted in reality. Henry stays with Tuna. Custody remains with the mother. Any further dispute must go through legal channels and cannot interrupt medical recovery. Tuna doesn't burst into dramatic tears. She just sits there breathing. It feels like the rain inside her chest has finally stopped pounding for a second. Huang's jaw locks. She stands stiffly, eyes cold. This isn't finished, she says, and leaves. Nam follows, head lowered, not once looking at Henry's room as he passes. When the office door closes, Tuna finally lets out a shaky exhale. Her shoulders sag like a rope cut loose. Alex turns to her. You did well? Tuna looks at him, and her eyes fill again, but this time the tears are quieter. "I almost lost him," she whispers. "If you hadn't stopped." Alex's gaze softens. "I did stop," he says, "and you kept going. Don't forget that." Days later, Henry is discharged. The sun is out, gentle and pale, like it's afraid to be too bright. Tuna carries Henry in her arms as they walk toward the hospital gate. Henry is awake, eyes wide, looking at the world like it's new again. He is lighter than he should be, but alive, breathing, warm. Alex walks beside them, not too close, not too far, like he's learned the shape of their space. At the gate, Tuna stops. Her voice is heavy with everything she can't fit into words. "Without you, I would have lost my child." Alex shakes his head slowly. "I only did what needed to be done." Tuna looks down at Henry, then back at Alex. "I don't know what happens next," she admits. "I don't know how I'll pay you back. I don't even know how I'll make things stable." Alex's answer is simple. "One step at a time. Today you take him home. Tomorrow we handle the next thing." Tuna studies him, searching for the catch. She's used to help that comes with conditions, used to kindness that turns into debt. But Alex's face doesn't show ownership, just concern. "Why do you care this much?" she asks, almost angry at how much she wants to believe him. Alex takes a breath. "Because I saw you in the rain," he says, "and I couldn't keep driving." Tuna swallows. Her throat tightens. For the first time, she lets herself say the truth she's been avoiding. "I'm scared to trust people." Alex nods once. "That makes sense," he says. "So don't trust words, trust actions." He hands her a small envelope with the medical receipts and a note with his phone number. "Call me if they come back. Call me if Henry's fever returns. Call me if you need help with paperwork. I'm not promising you miracles. I'm just telling you I won't disappear." Tuna holds the envelope like it's fragile. Henry looks at Alex and smiles weakly, then whispers, "Thank you." Alex's expression breaks into something warmer. "Get strong, little guy," he says. Tuna steps forward, then stops herself. Her voice shakes again. "I don't want to be your burden." Alex answers, gently but firmly. "You're not a burden. You're a mother who got left alone. That's not the same thing." They stand there for a moment, sunlight on wet pavement, the last traces of rain evaporating. No big confession, no dramatic kiss, just something quieter. A choice not to turn away. Tuna walks out of the hospital gate with Henry in her arms. Alex watches them go, then turns toward his car, knowing his life is still full of responsibilities. But he also knows something else now. Sometimes the biggest turning point isn't a miracle, it's a decision. The moment someone stops in the rain, in a cold mountain storm, 17-year-old single mum Tuna carries her feverish son, Henry, along an empty road, desperate to reach the hospital. When she collapses from exhaustion and lack of money, a passing CEO named Alex stops, protects them, pays the emergency deposit, and stays through the night. As Henry stabilizes, Tuna faces a new threat. Her ex-husband Nam and his mother Huang arrive, not with concern, but with demands to take the child, claiming she is too young and poor to raise him. With pressure growing each day, Alex helps Tuna document the truth and stand up for her rights. Hospital records reveal who was present when Henry's life was at risk, and custody remains with Tuna. Henry is discharged, and Tuna leaves stronger, no longer alone.